what stood out most for you over the last 2 days? What's been the highlight for you?
Well, it's interesting. So I know the idea of moving EPA to Brussels, my own hometown, was to be closer to the European institutions. I still feel that it's also nice that the European Association could travel across Europe, meet with the national associations and do events also locally. But I get the point. Why we wanted to be in Brussels was to be closer to the EU institutions. And I'm very happy that, and I was looking at this, when you look at the European Commission, it's not just one European Commission. So at the very start, you have different directorates general, and we had 3 different directorates general here. So we had the DG Mobility, MOVE, and the ones dealing with transport and mobility, the ones we're usually in touch with. But we also had DG Energy, because as you know, we had sessions on electromobility, and a lot of the issues developed there from a legal perspective, a regulatory perspective, comes from DG Energy, so charge point standards, things like that, and targets. And now we also had DG Connect, which is more of the connectivity part, which is more the technical side of things, which is more where we're on digitalization and data sharing. When we take away the policy, why we do it, it's also how we do it, and we had good sessions now with how the Commission sees the how, not just the why. So for me, that's a standout as an EU professional, let's say, an EU affairs professional, to have these 3 different departments of the European Commission come together here and talk with us. So I'm very happy about this.
That's great. And I know we also had the Minister for Defence attend, and you signed a statement with Polis yesterday. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, there are 2 other highlights. So first, definitely thanks to Interparking's CEO, Roland Craco, who's on our board. It was actually his idea because, as you know, and another highlight or something novel, we promoted sponsored workshops. So we said it's not just about general issues, but let's also give sponsors and members the occasion to let's say be a little bit more commercial than you would otherwise accept, but and that's fine. And so each of our big members, they had their own workshops, as Q-Park did on cybersecurity, Arrive did it on data sharing with cities, APCOA did it on logistics, I'll get back to that. And then who am I missing? Indigo did it on multimodal hubs. And then Interparking did it on security, resilience and military preparedness. And in that framework, Roland said, hey, I can get you the Belgian Minister of Defense. And we were like, okay, what's a Minister of Defense gonna say at a parking conference? But that's exactly the point. He came in, he said, a couple of weeks ago I was in Kiev with the Prime Minister of Belgium visiting the President, Zelensky, and they had a press conference in a parking garage underground, because that's like metro stations, underground parking serves as bunkers there. And in our cities, not everyone has metro stations either. So it's really a wake-up call, and he said it himself. In Belgium, there used to be bunkers after the World War, and they've all been decommissioned, and we're not going to build any new bunkers because there is a sense of urgency, but maybe not as much. So we need to repurpose what we have available. And he really, anyone I spoke to afterwards said, wow, this was a very strong message. So very grateful to Roland, if you're watching, Roland. And so one of the other discussions was about how do we fit into the logistics framework. And some of the members said, indeed, we need to get closer to urban logistics, what they say, last mile delivery or last kilometer delivery. How can the parking sector help with that by offering space? And this was also a good part of the discussions. And so, as always, there's a lot of organizations in Brussels, and there's one Polis who represents cities and regions. There's one called Alice who represents the logistics community. And then there's us. So we did sign a declaration, the 3 of us, to say that we want to work more closely together, our 3 sectors, to indeed, again, tackle some of the issues like congestion and pollution, and to make sure that, our sectors work together and find solutions. So I thought that was also very nice.
Fantastic. And you've talked a little bit about how, it's been a success. We're all really enjoying it, but we've got big sponsors to thank for this as well. So I wondered whether you wanted to say a little shout out to them.
Absolutely. Firstly, personally, I feel I've been doing 2 full-time jobs for the past year. So I'm running our European Parking Association, and we had this conference to organize. So first of all, about the Parking Association, it is and it remains a European association of national parking associations. They are our full members. We have 20 of them covering 20 European countries. But it's true that with the vision also of our president, Nigel Williams, who gave a very personal and emotional welcome address by video. But the vision there as well is we need to grow. We need to be here to represent the sector. We need funds, we need resources, and the 5 major members that we have. So I'll say them again. It's Arrive, APCOA, Indigo, Interparking, and Q-Park. They've really stepped up, and I mean, because let's also understand they are also active in the national associations. So I mean, they are very active everywhere, but they also stepped up at the European level, and they provided us with support, both in funding but also expertise. That's also what we need. So for European Parking Association to continue and to grow, we continue to rely on their support, but then indeed, with this conference, which supposedly takes place every 2 years, we also needed the funds to make this happen. So this year, sorry guys, we asked twice the support, both for the association and for the conference, and I think it went quite well.
Fantastic. One last
I
question.
need to quickly grab the commission.
All right, okay.